Hi there, Edmonton and area. It's Josh McKinnon with McKinnonHomes.ca, brokered by eXp Realty. This update is an employment update, but I'm going to be talking about three different parts to that. Of course, the employment in the Edmonton area. I'm going to be talking about consumer confidence and where's that going, as well as interprovincial migration and international migration into the Edmonton area. So let's start first. Employment trends. Well, where are we at? Well, Edmonton is a 7.1% unemployment rate, and that is down slightly, but the news isn't all good. We have lost 2,500 full-time jobs, and we've basically gained 4,000 part-time jobs. And the problem with part-time jobs is people have instability. They could be actually making more money by the hour, but they have instability because they've lost a job and now they've had to go to a part-time job where they may not be getting as many hours, or the ability to stay at that job for a long period of time has gone down. So where have we seen the gains? Well, professionals, more of those being hired in the scientific and tech sectors, service, accommodation, and food services. We all like to eat. So where have we seen the biggest losses, though? And this is going to get worse in some of these areas, but it's in mainly construction, trade services, business and building services, education, public administration. Those two, we are going to see more and more layoffs, and that's going to be causing us more and more grief, because those individuals have secure jobs, or they thought, and they actually make really good money. Now, and these figures that I've shared with you are adjusted seasonally for a 3-month moving average. And so we do have normal seasonal stuff, but this is outside the normal seasonal stuff. So that's where the concern really comes in. Now, let's talk about next the consumer confidence. Well, in the prairies, we're getting hammered here. We're just not feeling good about making those real expensive purchases, like housing, like automobiles. We've always liked driving our vehicles, but if you talk to anybody who is selling cars right now, the car industry is really suffering. So obviously, if you have a good job, it might be a good time to go and get a good deal on those things. I'm going to talk a little bit about why this is such a problem, though, because it's one thing for a person to lose a job. It's another to lose the confidence and the ability to actually make purchases because it's affecting you. That becomes more of an emotional and mental issue, right? Because now it's in our brain. We got a problem. We think that we can't spend money even if we have a good job. So I can talk about unemployment rate all day, but 7% isn't that crazy, because there's still almost 93% gainfully employed, and that's the positive side to that. Unfortunately, consumer confidence is when that 93% are also being affected, not because they've lost their job, but because they feel like they can't spend money because they know somebody that's being affected by unemployment right now. So those major purchases are down, and according to the Conference Board of Canada, consumer confidence in the prairies has continued to decline, and they expect it's going to continue to worsen over the next year or longer. So job sentiment is the main reason. If you can't get work, or your work has ended, or you are in a sector that is being heavily affected, like oil and gas here in Alberta and in the prairies. All right, where are people moving from, though? So we have here, let's talk about interprovincial migration. Now, we only had a small gain in the second quarter when you think about how many moved out, how many moved in, but let's think about where they're moving in from. A lot of people here believe that people are moving to BC and retiring, and that's true. But we are actually getting migration. The majority of our migration actually is coming in from British Columbia, and it's coming in from Ontario. And so compared to a year earlier, there was 24,000 people moved in from basically those two provinces and a few other places. And that is up in that one quarter alone. Now, where are they moving to, though, when people leave? Well, over 23,000 moved to other provinces, and in most cases, it was to Saskatchewan, and some back to Ontario and the Maritime provinces. So our net gain ends up being less, about 400, which is not much, but that's interprovincially. Now, internationally, Alberta, because we have a multicultural society, is actually inviting many new people in. And in just one quarter, 12,000 migrated here from other parts of the world to Alberta. And so that was an actual increase of 6.9%. So here's a couple of thoughts. Adding this all up, how does it affect our market, our real estate market? Landlords, good news. You have 12,000 more people that don't have the ability to qualify, and you're going to be able to rent to. So we're going to see rents continue to inch their way up. Now, as goes the economy, as goes our tenants sometimes we don't get real stable tenants because they have issues. They've lost their job. And maybe they can't manage their money as well because they've lost confidence in their ability to make good decisions. Doesn't mean that they're not good people, but it's going to be more of an increasing issue to try to find those right tenants. And if we push the rents too high, we're going to end up driving a lot more people into looking for other alternatives, like purchasing a home. So if you're looking to sell your home, and you are below that 400,000, we're still going to see a pretty good steady market. And the reason I mention that is because people who are renting are spending a lot of money on rent. They can almost own the home, for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That's pretty much what their rent is. Now, give or take a few dollars, but at least it's pushing them to the point where they're like, man, I could own that place. Why am I not making that decision? So if you're a first-time home buyer, or you're looking to get out of rent because it's just getting too crazy again, the real estate market is still fairly stable at that below 400,000. And we are going to see that happen more and more. As more and more people go into part-time jobs, we're going to see the rental going up. And it may not be a real stable rental market, but we are still going to see those increases because of the lack of supply. And, you put 12,000 more people into our province, they need a place to live. It is needed. And they don't have the ability to purchase a home. And this is going to continue quarter after quarter here in Alberta, because even though we're losing people and gaining people interprovincially, our province still has a very good multicultural society, and people feel very confident in moving here that they will get themselves a good job. So that is the report for this month on employment and where we're going with that. We'll probably have an update in that on the next couple of months down the road to see where things are trending, but the last few months it has definitely been trending that way. So this is Josh McKinnon with McKinnonHomes.ca, broker by eXp Realty, looking to help you find your next home.